que a gente vai parar pra se ver, se envolver, se sentir, se amar, pra dançar em você até a gente cansar pra se ver, se envolver.
I don't think that is country TV. Error. Huh. Let's go back out and go back in. Weird. I'm gonna see if the other channels I listened to before are
Give me a one drop, man.
Bob Marley is now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Bob, put it on. You like that one?
Bob Marley One Love, rated PG-13, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
See, Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare home insurance options so you can get what you need without overpaying.
Yeah, we spent a lot on this kitchen.
Oh yeah, really high-end stuff.
Sorry, that's our ghost.
Yeah, okay.
It's more annoying than anything.
Too bad there's mold behind the backsplash. Yep, there's mold.
Well then, let's see if we can save you some money with Progressive.
Guess how much I originally paid for this fireplace? $23. Materials and labor.
Just ignore it.
You got bamboozled.
See, Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare home insurance options so you can get what you need without overpaying.
Yeah, we spent a lot on this kitchen.
Oh yeah, really high-end stuff.
Sorry, that's our ghost.
Yeah, okay.
It's more annoying than anything.
Too bad there's mold behind the backsplash. Yep, there's mold.
Well then, let's see if we can save you some money with Progressive.
Guess how much I originally paid for this fireplace? $23. Materials and labor.
Just ignore it.
You got bamboozled.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, with your home, auto, boat, and RV all bundled with Progressive, you've got the peace of mind you really wanted.
Yeah, I just hope it stays this way. Once word gets out about these places, they tend
Are you
to...
done?
And there it is.
Well, at least your vehicles are protected. Let's hit the road.
Hey Sam, I am just at this beautiful lake that I just discovered, practicing gratitude, manifesting abundance.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, with your home, auto, boat, and RV all bundled with Progressive, you've got the peace of mind you really wanted.
Yeah, I just hope it stays this way. Once word gets out about these places, they tend
Are
to...
you done?
And there it is.
Well, at least your vehicles are protected. Let's hit the road.
Hey Sam, I am just at this beautiful lake that I just discovered, practicing gratitude, manifesting abundance.
See, Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare home insurance options so you can get what you need without overpaying.
Yeah, we spent a lot on this kitchen.
Oh yeah, really high-end stuff.
Sorry, that's our ghost.
Yeah, okay.
It's more annoying than anything.
Too bad there's mold behind the backsplash. Yep, there's mold.
Well then, let's see if we can save you some money with Progressive.
Guess how much I originally paid for this fireplace? $23. Materials and labor.
Just ignore it.
You got bamboozled.
By human activity. During that time, any global warming is mostly due to variations in sunlight and the solar energy that reaches Earth. Less sun equals less warmth. Volcanic eruptions also shoot particles into the atmosphere, which also had a hand in increasing greenhouse gases and altering the climate of the planet. Although these natural causes are still relevant to global warming today, they are not enough to explain the rapid warming Earth has been experiencing over the last few decades or so. NASA and its scientists have the technology and the data to create climate models and simulations based on scientific data found in rocks.
I'm here to tell you about sickle cell disease. In healthy red blood cells, hemoglobin carries oxygen all around your tissues and organs. People with
It's weird. Most of the movies aren't loaded as a thumbnail. And it looks like they're just blank. Ghost. Ghost. Results. Okay. Ghost. Okay. Oh, same thing again. Ooh. Still no mini eggs. Anywhere.
More grand entrances and grand exits. More future foodies and food critics. Akron Children's is the only hospital in Northern Ohio that's 100% dedicated to kids. So they can experience more. More game winners. More time for being a kid. More childhood please. More grand entrances and grand exits. More future foodies and food critics. Akron Children's is the only hospital in Northern Ohio that's 100% dedicated to kids. So they can experience more. More game winners. More time for being a kid. More childhood, please.
Still no mini eggs.
And McKenna is the winner of this week's six-pack challenge.
How about it was rigged, it was stupid?
After suffering through that defeat, I need a drink, so we make our way over to the city's Old Port District. Known for their extensive craft cocktail list, Les Amois serves up some of Montreal's hottest craft cocktails. We team up with the head of mixology, Matthew Robillard, to find out how to make two truly Canadian cocktails.
So let's talk about the place.
It's been 8 years in the going. It's called La Samoa, like the novel of Émile Zola. If you look it up,
He's a big reader. He knows that book. What's your favorite part of the book?
The end.
Yeah, definitely the ending.
Did you read in French? are one of the many translations.
Yeah, he likes to mix it up.
Usually.
Yeah. So you guys make a lot of crafty cocktails.
Fresh fruits and herbs, it's our forte. Our cocktail list is very extensive. There's like 250.
The first drink we're making today is a maple milkshake, which is made with Canadian whiskey, iced cider, maple whiskey liqueur, ice cream, half and half, and maple syrup. We start by adding a scoop of ice in a blender, followed by Canadian whiskey.
No longer the era of industry, we're in a technological era fundamentally. The fascists, they have the resources, but we have imagination. We are making the tools to take back our sovereignty. When we make a giant fuck you to the system, it's breaking that stranglehold on the tools of power that's used against us. The fascists always use the narrative of we are the white knights in shining armor protecting against the threats. We come here and we move out the dark with pure whiteness. That's a false narrative because there is corruption in those castles. The real base of power lies with us. We are the darkness.
Trial which potentially could have very far-reaching implications has just started in New York City.
Jury will decide a case that could impact the future of internet privacy.
Thousands of drugs came through the black website called Silk Road.
The government overstepped their boundaries to acquire the info they claim they have.
This is not going away.
This is going to be the biggest takedown of what is currently in existence.
On January 13th, 2015, a criminal trial began for the accused leader of the Silk Road, a black market in an area of the internet known as the Deep Web. The Deep Web is vast, thousands of times larger than the visible internet, what's called the surface web. But the Deep Web is not a place. It simply accounts for all of the unindexed content online. Banking data, administrative code for governments, corporations, and universities. It's like looking under the hood of the internet. Over time, the deep web became inhabited by people of all types who wanted to use this terrain for privacy. This hidden area of the deep web is called the darknet, and it's accessible with a software service called Tor, originally developed by the US military and now open source and publicly funded. And while law enforcement and the media have painted a picture that Tor and the Darknet are nefarious tools for criminals, it's important to understand that they are largely used for good by government agencies, journalists, and dissidents around the world. In the summer of 2011, an ad for the Silk Road appeared on the Darknet. The Silk Road was an underground exchange for any type of goods, but mostly it was used for drugs. There have always been drug markets online, but none with the scale, sophistication, and ease of use as the Silk Road. It would not remain underground for long.
Hundreds of thousands of users use the impossible-to-trace website which sells drugs, forged documents, and even hitmen. It's called the Silk Road.
Just look at some of the 13,000 items offered through that underground site. Ultra-clean cocaine, clean and real LSD, high-grade MDMA, also known as Molly, all with fast and free shipping.
It generated roughly $1.2 billion in sales, with nearly 960,000 users, both buyers and sellers, in the U.S. and more than a dozen other countries worldwide.
YouTube videos like this one with 15,000 views tell anyone how to download an untraceable technology known as Tor that pulls data from thousands of computers worldwide to create this wide open marketplace.
This hidden internet is underpinned by a virtual currency called Bitcoin. Bitcoins offer anonymized transactions which can be almost impossible for the police to trace.
Heroin, opium, cannabis, ecstasy, psychedelics, stimulants, opioids, and here they are, suboxycodone, all of those, codeine, black tar heroin, you name it, they have it. They're all listed in the light of day. Unbelievable.
The Silk Road's success was largely due to an innovative combination of Tor and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a technology that uses cryptographic code to create digital currency. The sender transmits their Bitcoin code through a ledger called the blockchain to arrive at the recipient. Bitcoin is not perfectly anonymous, but if used carefully, it facilitates online purchases without revealing identity. Bitcoin was an ideal currency for the Silk Road because it allows for anonymity and is outside the control of banks and governments.
I really became aware of the Silk Road when Adrian Shannon Gawker did his profile. I think in a way, that story, as much as it documented the Silk Road, it created the Silk Road too. I mean, it drove so many people to the site. I think it probably was an order of magnitude increase in users on the Silk Road. So from that point on, I felt like I had missed the story, and I wanted the next big story on the Silk Road. But I was also just fascinated with the community that was, being created there. eBay doesn't have that kind of user community. This was like a really tight-knit movement of people. It was a fascinating thing just to lurk around in.
It's a certifiable one-stop shop for illegal drugs that represents the most brazen attempt to peddle drugs online that we have ever seen. It's more brazen than anything else by light years.
I mean, they had a really big, target on their back, and they even had been taunting, to some extent, law enforcement and, the powers that be, by doing this in the open. And that's actually part of what these marketplaces are about. It's not so much about selling drugs as much as it is to make a political statement of sorts, right? This shouldn't be prohibited. We are free to do what we want, and we have the technology to do it, so there.
The news around the Silk Road came almost entirely from law enforcement and government officials with little insight from those who were behind the market itself. So the core architects and vendors of the Silk Road were sought out, using encryption keys to verify their identities and preserving their anonymity. This is the first time they have spoken publicly.
The Silk Road forums were a better community than I've ever seen in real life. There were many threads that had great political and philosophical discussions. Sure, there were illegal things going on, but this was a real community of like-minded people.
The Silk Road didn't appear to have a single leader. There were the regular posts from the system's administrator, but otherwise the service appeared to be primarily community-run. Then on February 5th, 2012, after a highly successful first year of business, the Silk Road administrator made an announcement. I need an identity separate from the site and the enterprise of which I am now only a part. I need a name. Drumroll, please. My new name is Dread Pirate Roberts.
You're the Dread Pirate Roberts. Admit it.
With pride.
The Dread Pirate Roberts was cribbed from a mythical character from the novel and film The Princess Bride, and the choice was no accident. In the original story by William Goldman, the Dread Pirate Roberts was a nom de guerre handed down from user to user and passed along eternally.
The man I inherited from was not the real Dread Pirate Roberts either. The real Roberts has been retired 15 years, and I have been Roberts ever since. I shall retire and hand the name over to someone else.
This Dread Pirate Roberts, or DPR, would come to spearhead the Silk Road forums and was generally assumed to be the creator and owner of the site.
The Dread Pirate Roberts to me seemed to be kind of the most interesting figure in that whole world. On the Silk Road forums, he was constantly posting these manifestos and love letters to his users and libertarian philosophical treatises, and he even had like this Dread Pirate Roberts book club where he hosted discussions of Austrian economics and free market.
You can now select your ad experience. Interact with an ad for 30 seconds and get right back to your content, or continue with a longer commercial break.
Still no minis.
Free market philosophy. At the same time, nobody knew who he was. He had never spoken to the press before. I approached him on the Silk Road forum mid-2012 and started kind of just like trying to persuade him to talk, chipping away at him and just bugging him constantly. The actual trigger, I think, that made him decide to talk was this competing dark website called Atlantis. They were really much more aggressive in their marketing than the Silk Road. They put out this YouTube video advertising Atlantis as the new, better dark web drug site. So when I went back to the Dread Pirate Roberts and said, I'm going to do this story, it can either be about Atlantis or it can be about you, I think he realized that, that he was a savvy business guy who realized he had to talk at that point. He did have a kind of political message that he wanted to get out, and I could see that in what he was posting on the forums. So I kind of played up to that, and I told him, I can be the vessel for you to talk about what the Silk Road really represents. And I think that appealed to him. So it took 8 months, but finally he did agree to an interview. Of course, he didn't tell me anything about himself, where he lives, his age, identity, anything that could be remotely identifying.
I didn't start the Silk Road. My predecessor did. From what I understand, it was an original idea to combine Bitcoin and Tor to create an anonymous market. Everything was in place. He just put the pieces together. The most I'm willing to reveal is that I'm not the first administrator of Silk Road.
He was incredibly secretive, of course, about the inner workings of the Silk Road and his own identity, of course. I mean, he was hunted by every law enforcement agency that you can imagine.
The management of Silk Road is a collaborative effort. It's not just me making sure Silk Road runs smoothly. More often than not, the best ideas come from the community itself.
But he did tell me some interesting things about how he viewed himself and the way that the Silk Road worked.
We don't allow the sale of anything that's main purpose is to harm innocent people, or that it was necessary to harm innocent people to bring to market. For example, anything stolen is forbidden. Counterfeit money and coupons which are used to defraud people. Hitmen aren't allowed, and neither is child pornography. No substance on Silk Road falls under those guidelines.
This went beyond just, legalizing marijuana or even heroin. He wanted to see a new relationship between individuals and the government, where the government was, basically hamstrung and couldn't control what people bought and sold.
At its core, Silk Road is a way to get around regulation from the state. The state tries to control nearly every aspect of our lives, not just drug use. Anywhere they do that, there's an opportunity to live your life as you see fit, despite their efforts.
I guess I shouldn't generally say this kind of thing, but I really liked the Dread Pirate Roberts that I interviewed. I thought he was, a really super interesting guy with a really coherent philosophy. He came across to me as this kind of middle-aged, wise man figure,
But not everyone on Silk Road believed in libertarian philosophy. Bringing an end to the drug war was the agenda that truly united the community.
A huge reason why DPR put the website up and allowed the market to begin with and took the risk was because there needed to be a violence reduction in purchasing drugs, because it's going to happen. And the reason it's going to happen is because of the war on drugs. Violence isn't just from the people buying and selling the drugs. Violence is from the police departments, the federal agents prosecuting this war, and not to mention the horrendous violence that we commit overseas on people. We're the biggest bully on the planet when it comes to drugs. The fact that more than 50% of this country is said to DEA, we don't want to be prosecuting this more and more. They need to demonize drugs. The war on drugs is, all about fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
I could see that the Silk Road wasn't just another cyber criminal scheme. This was a guy who saw himself as the leader of a movement.
One thing I've learned playing Dread Pirate Roberts is that your actions are sure to please some and infuriate others. But we can't stay silent forever. We have an important message, and the time is right for the world to hear it. What we're doing isn't about scoring drugs or sticking it to the man. It's about standing up for our rights as human beings and refusing to submit when we've done no wrong. Silk Road is a vehicle for that message. All else is secondary.
The Silk Road functioned because the Dread Pirate Roberts was trusted. At any point, he could have shut down the Silk Road and run away with everyone's bitcoins. We've seen that happen with a bunch of other dark web businesses, but he didn't. And I think people believed that he wouldn't because they felt that he was a true believer in this kind of radically libertarian, crypto-anarchic philosophy that, goes back to the cypherpunks of the 1990s.
25 years ago in the Bay Area, a burgeoning group of mathematicians, crypto-anarchists, and hackers began to meet in each other's homes. This tight-knit group came to be casually known as the cypherpunks. These original members were not socially motivated, but more concerned with the hard math of cryptographic technology and the broader philosophy of anonymity, individual liberty, and privacy.
The government has this clear policy of access to all plain text, meaning whatever you're saying, they want access to. If it's stored on your hard disk, they want access to it. If it goes over the wire, they want access to it. If you are proxying speech for someone else, they want to know who it is.
The cypherpunks were instrumental in the growing movement towards privacy and anonymity online, and they would pioneer the way into the hidden corners of the internet.
Maybe the big turning point for the cypherpunks, I think, was WikiLeaks and Julian Assange's and Jacob Applebaum's idea of what it means to be a cypherpunk.
You cannot trust a government to implement the policies that it says that it's implementing, and so we must provide the underlying tools, secret cryptographic codes that the government couldn't spy on to everyone, as a sort of use of force. And that a government, no matter how hard it tries, if the ciphers are good, cannot break into your communications directly.
Force of authority is derived from violence. One must acknowledge with cryptography, no amount of violence will ever solve a math problem.
Exactly.
And this is the important key. It doesn't mean you can't be tortured.
best thing about apple slices in your Happy Meal is that you don't need your front teeth to eat them.
Hey, Fleck, you got a joke for us today?
We use music to make us whole, to balance the fractures within ourselves.
I'm nobody. I haven't done anything with my life like you have. Let's get out of here.
What the needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love.
Thomas, what's changed? Are there really? I'll tell you what's changed. I'm not willing anymore. That's what we should be talking about.
I want to see the real you.
The best thing about apple slices in your Happy Meal is that you don't need your front teeth to eat them.
Yeah, here we go. Start the show.
Sometimes you can't help but just dance, especially with one of 6 Just Dance toys in your Happy Meal.
He said
The juice is loose. The best thing about apple slices in your Happy Meal is that you don't need your front teeth to eat them.
It's okay. I'm here. I'm here. It's been a while since you've had one of those nightmares. Tell me, what was it about?
Only fragments. Nothing's clear. You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades.
Oh!
My family's been fighting them for centuries.
Your blood comes from dukes and great houses. Here, we're equal. What we do for the benefit of all.
Well, I'd very much like to be equal to you.
Maybe I'll show you the way.
Deal with this province. So does Sussex.
Theodore Arthur, he's psychotic.
See possible futures all at once. And in so many futures, our enemies prevail. I do see a way. There is a narrow way through. My allegiance is to you. You believe me?
This is a form of power that our world has not yet seen. The ultimate power.
I want you to know I will love you as long as I breathe.
You will never lose me as long as you stay who you are.
Consider what you're about to do before the trade is.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
You are not prepared for what is to come.
Yeah, here we go. Start the show.
Sometimes you can't help but just dance, especially with one of 6 Just Dance toys in your Happy Meal.
I want people to hear my voice. And just forget their troubles for 5 minutes.
Do you know what girl power means to me? Sarah Vaughan, Lauryn Hill. You need to know this. I ain't no Spice Girl.
From primary school to sell-out concerts. It's gonna happen one of these days. Voice like yours, got to.
It's one of the best I've ever heard. That's my daughter. That's my Amy.
I met someone tonight.
Stay lucky, Amy.
Got an eye for the bad boys.
The album's #1 around the world. The highest charting album from a British female artist in the US ever.
I don't think I was put on this earth just to sing. I want to be a wife. I want to be a mum.
Probably run off with someone famous anyway.
You're my heartbeat, you're my soul. I love you.
I
I don't bang out 10 hits by lunch. I need to live my songs. So that's what I'm going to go and do.
Ready?
I don't write songs to be famous. I write songs because I've got to make something good out of something bad.
Yeah, here we go. Start the show.
Sometimes you can't help but just dance, especially with one of 6 Just Dance toys in your Happy Meal.
Hey, Joe.
Even cold?
Miss, you're on fire.
It's very original. No, I do not want to stop, drop, and roll with you.
No, you booked this on fire.
Oh my God.
Alcohol and flames. They like each other. Cold days.
Kelly Jones.
Public support for the moon mission is rock bottom. Every day, something is breaking. And we're dead. Again. Or blowing up.
The space program is a bloated mess.
NASA needs a marketing specialist, and you are the very best.
Excuse me? What are you doing?
I tracked you down because I felt we had a connection.
What?
I'm joking. I work here now to sell the moon.
NASA's not something that you sell with a jingle and a slogan.
When I'm done, those men are going to be bigger than the Beatles.
Who is that?
Repeat us the very first.
He's got my name.
You told me that your guys don't do interviews, so I had to hire new guys.
I'm here for the casting. Who's he?
You're a juicy part.
60 missions in Korea. I flew 52 missions in Korea. I flew 52 missions in Korea. How's that? What?
The whole world will be watching. We can't afford to lose to the Russians. We need to shoot the backup version of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it? No one can ever know what we're doing.
I cannot accept that.
They will shoot you.
What is my budget? Oh, boy. I know a lot more about the moon than I know about you. Give me go, no go for launch. If you fake this mission, every single thing that we have sacrificed will have been for nothing.
You know you couldn't have made it to this day without me.
4, 3, 2, 1.
My Armstrong is a whiny little bitch. We have to recast. I think we should have gotten Kubrick.
Sometimes to survive, we must become more than we were programmed to be.
I'm unstoppable, so phenomenal. I do the impossible. Yeah, I'm unstoppable, so phenomenal. I'ma do it again, it's just who I am, y'all. I'm unstoppable.
For centuries, there was harmony. The Titans were the guardians of nature, and the great apes became the protectors of humanity. We've discovered a signal. She can feel it. Kong, Godzilla, they can feel it too. Something is coming. Something even they're afraid of. You feel like going for a ride?
Thought you'd never ask.
Try not to swallow your tongue.
What?
Is that a mini Kong?
Oh my god.
That's not just a signal. That's a call for war.
What is that?
Kong can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
The last time those two met up was almost the end of Kong.
They don't have to like each other. They just have to work together.
Now I have seen everything.
We've made some minor augmentations.
Oh.
Whatever you have to do. However long it takes. Promise me you'll find your way home. Furiosa. Give me this promise.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
The darkest of angels. The question is, do you have it in you to make it epic?
I'm unstoppable, so phenomenal. I do the impossible. Yeah, I'm unstoppable, so phenomenal. I'ma do it again. It's just who I am, y'all. I'm unstoppable.
Gus March Phillips, I have a mission I want you to lead. Thank you, Sergeant. What's the plan? To neutralize the German U-boats in the North Atlantic.
We're losing the war.
Hitler is not playing by the rules, so neither are we.
We both know that I'm not very popular with the administration. The reason they find you unattractive is the very reason I find you attractive.
If I'm to do this, I'll need my own team. You won't like them. They're all
Mad. They'll need to be.
This is an unsanctioned, unauthorized mission. If we fail, England will be condemned to a lifetime under the German boot.
So is it that is not a dog? That is my wife!
It's very good.
You and your operation are reckless.
Abort this mission now. Hello, can't hear you. Please do. Off.
I'm unstoppable, so phenomenal. I do the impossible. Yeah, I'm unstoppable, so phenomenal. I'ma do it again. It's just who I am, y'all. I'm unstoppable.
Well, looky. She is the perfect fit, I promise. Did she even see you?
She was about to. What are you doing? Don't do this. No. No.
Hi. Oh, God. This is just so exciting.
What is happening?
Well, that's a perfectly understandable question given
I'm an if. Get it? Imaginary? Friend? Our kids grew up. So we need new ones. You could save all of us.
All of who? And don't say ifs.
Let him say it, or I think his head may actually explode.
Thank you.
You ready for this? There's no telling who's behind that door today.
We have to help them.
Yes, we do.
Not gonna ask you again. Put some pants on. You're freaking everyone out.
Starting to see why I live alone.
Tree! What kind of a kid creates an invisible if? Don't look him in the eye.
Which one?
You know damn well which one.
Thanks for doing this. It really means a whole lot.
I'm unstoppable, so phenomenal. I do the impossible. Yeah, I'm unstoppable.
After Purple going online, each set sold separately. Discover more to create.
You and I are standing guard on one of the last great open spaces. These people think that if you're tough enough, smart enough, mean enough, all this will be there someday. There's no army off this earth that's gonna stop those wagons coming. Little as they're wanted.
Get in there quick. Quick. Come on.
It's alright. I'm gonna be with Dad.
No. No. Look.
All I'm trying to do is get as many of us as I can, as far as I can.
I'd just like to have a drink tonight with someone that knows how to act.
You're not taking the full measure of this, Mary. I know the man I met was on his way to kill everyone in that house. He might as well have been walking up to get the mail for all it bothered him.
What you build, they will burn down.
that much this year?
Haven't had much need of it yet.
Looks like we got ourselves a bad man right here.
Comedy. Comedy. No thumbnails on the search results. Just a couple here and there. Let's see.
Area 51 is located in the southern portion of Nevada in the western United States, 83 miles north-northwest of Las Vegas. It is a highly classified United States Air Force facility located within the Nevada Test and Training Range. It is an area roughly 25 miles of restricted airspace and is heavily guarded. The perimeter of the base is marked out by orange posts and patrolled by guards in white pickup trucks and camouflage fatigues. Technology is also heavily used to maintain the border of the base. This includes surveillance cameras and motion detectors. It is one of the most secure bases within the United States. And if you go beyond the perimeter, They will kill you.
Blue line is. It's like the time bar in others, but not in radio. Last time I played the Nashville Country TV, it played the Pink Panther. It still is. This channel didn't work the last time. Yeah, still here. Same thing with that one. Yeah. There is a bird playing this stream.
My favorite thing about the gopher tortoise is they're so important to other animals. They dig those deep burrows, and so many animals depend on them. They're just so important. That's my favorite thing about them. Thanks everyone for learning about the gopher tortoise and keystone species with me. I hope you had a good time learning about one of my favorite species, and I hope that it's now one of your favorite species too. Today at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, we're at our Red River Hog exhibit where we're looking at our 2-week-old new piglets.
That women can seek care even in the face of the patchwork of laws we have now across the country, how people receive care. No one should have to live in fear that their conversations with their doctor or that their medical claims data might be used to target or track them for seeking lawful reproductive health care. That's why today, the Office for Civil Rights issued a final rule to bolster patient privacy and trust. The HIPAA privacy rule to support reproductive health care privacy.
And as someone who does see patients who travel from all across the country at our health center here in DC, it's a reality. And I have had patients ask that question of, is this information going to get back to anybody in the place where I'm coming from? Are there going to be consequences for me, when I go home? What can be done, to make sure that there are no consequences?
Thank you very much. I just want to say before we begin, these are all Biden trials.
This is done as election interference. Everybody knows it. I'm here instead of being able to be in Pennsylvania and Georgia and lots of other places campaigning. And it's very unfair. Fortunately, the poll numbers are very good. They've been going up because people understand what's going on. This is a witch hunt and it's a shame. And it comes out of Washington. It's in coordination with Washington, everything, including the DA's office. It's in coordination with Washington. I just want people to understand that. But a thing like that, and a thing like what's going on right here should never be happening. It's a very, very sad day in America, I can tell you that. Thank you very much.
الجلوس بتاعتنا قوي. طيب تحب يعني اجيب لك حاجه صداع؟ والله انا عايز ما تجيبش وجعني قوي. طيب خلاص انا هجيب لك حاجه للصداع بس اكسترا. اكسترا ايه بس؟ وانت فاكرني ايه؟ فاكرني فاهم فارس الغطاء. دخلك صعب بشتقلك عايشي على مهلك دايما راسك مرفوع ويهمك ولا شي يسمك ضحكي عتمك عندي زعل ممنوع دخلك على مهلك عايشي على مهلك رح حبك اكتر من اهلك دايما راسك مرفوع خليك تحكي عتمك عندي الزعل ممنوع I'm unstoppable, so phenomenal. I do the impossible. Yeah, I'm unstoppable.
After Purple going online, each set sold separately. Discover more to create.
From the fabulous Hollywood Theater at the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Drew Carey's Improvaganza, starring Jeff Davis, Bob Durkash, Chip Eston, Kathy Kinney, Greg Proops, Ryan Stiles, and your host, Drew Carey.
Welcome to the MGM Grand, Drew Carey's Improvaganza. Let's get it started.
We're going to have two characters in this scene. This will be one character, and this will be the other character. These characters each have two heads. All right, first I want to ask you a question. What would be something that somebody unusual to be expert in? You're an expert in what? What was that right there? Laundry. There's a laundry expert right now. You guys each have one head, and you're going to say one word, you will say the other, you will say one, you will say the other. You're going to be interviewing this expert on laundry, okay? You are going to be giving them an exhibit. You're somewhere in a laundromat or somewhere, showing them the ropes about